Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Captain Leonard.
Good morning, Rodney. Good morning, girlfriend.
Good morning, sir. I got man, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me drink you something, man. Cause my throat a little dry this morning.
You doing what?
Woo, had to drink me something, man. To get some of that hen in me. Had to get some of that hen in me. Anybody that know me know I don't drink, so they know that ain't true. But anyway, I could fake it. See, I'm gonna get some of that hen in me. No, they Kawasaki, that brown oil. But look at him. Anybody know, man? I know I can't do that. But I don't know what it is, Leonard. But when I do the broadcast from home on Friday, that opening music sounds so much better. It sounds good, man. I'll be sitting here, boom, doom. That thing sound good to me. That thing sound good. But Leonard, what's going on? I'm being silly. What's going on with you, man? How you doing, man? How's everything going?
And everything is fine. We are blessed.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Now, talk to me. We always start, man, with what you telling us and catching us up to speed on what's going on in the political world. This is Black Conversation, so we definitely got a topic and some topics we're going to talk about today. But what's going on in politics?
Well, of course, the same old thing is going on as it relates. And sometimes you wonder why we polarize certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because we should be concerned about several things.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you notice, what's usually up front in the media is we definitely have an ongoing attack on voting rights.
Yes.
And man, doesn't it seem like this has been the topic for so many years?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And people should be wondering to themselves, why do we still have this problem?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that people understand that if you want a real revolution, you got to get rid of these people that do business as usual.
Yep.
There's no more such, people have, what used to irritate me so much in the corporate world is people are experts in what they don't do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do this, I don't do that. So when you go to this, they only know one thing. That's the only thing they know.
Yeah.
And that is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you wouldn't even try to expand your horizon and be more effective. Like, say, for instance, you would be surprised at how much further you get by really being an actor in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do something.
Yeah.
You choose. It's your responsibility to manage your life.
Yep.
No one else.
Exactly. That's good.
So when it comes to politics, health, environment, you should be concerned about all those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because then you will understand what it takes. Because what if you just fix one thing and then something else go wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Or sometimes we get too obsessed over certain things and we forget the other 98% of life and focusing on the 2%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on.
So, a lot of people who are they experts in everybody else's life.
Mm-hmm.
You got folks sitting there talking. So y'all think y'all can really bully people into taking a vaccine?
I'm glad.
Really? You think calling people names, insulting their intelligence, or calling them ignorant because they don't take the vaccine is going to help them?
Mm-hmm.
Or you think you're smarter than everybody else?
Yeah. You got all the sense. Ain't nobody else got none.
And I ain't arrogant, but I guarantee you I'm smarter than a lot of the people I meet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So to call ignorant about anything, it's just false.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
It's just a choice that I've made.
Mm-hmm.
I've exercised my choice. I'll defend my choice against anybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of things, and it's hilarious to be like, y'all really think talking bad about people makes a change?
Mm-mm. Only thing it's gonna do is make them stay away from you.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I seen one business person, one guy, I guess he owns a lot of restaurants, a guy with the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
He don't say if you don't got it, if you're unvaccinated, you can dine somewhere else. Good, because I don't have to come to your restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Your restaurant is not essential in my life.
Now what? Now how will he complain later if everybody decided to go somewhere else and he go out into his restaurant and there's no one there?
How smart is that to threaten potential customers?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
See what that does and how those positions don't fit
Mm-hmm.
and how they seem a little lame.
Yes, sir.
Don't nobody want to come to your restaurant that bad. I don't want to come to your house that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hug you that bad. I don't want to see you that bad.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what people have to understand. Y'all fighting to do what? Spend money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're threatening people with this vaccine. I want to get back to life as normal. How do you know what my life was like before this?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
I wasn't in your face then.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand that creating another divisive tool is not going to help us get to our goal.
No. Not
So
at all.
before you threaten somebody, call them ignorant or anything like that, make sure you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Have your facts.
Right. You're not better than anyone else.
No.
You don't even know if you're still spreading that virus
Mm-hmm.
with your vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I know entire families that got COVID after they got the vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mix with your intelligence and all that if you can't see the facts, or you picking and choosing your own facts.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're picking and choosing. They're selectively picking what they want to fight and what they want to deal with and how they want to deal with it. And the people that don't choose to do it in the same way that they want to do it, they're wrong. Anybody that's not doing it my way, this is the way to do it right here. If you're not doing it my, you're wrong. And y'all be ashamed of yourself.
Exactly. And I'm sure there was some people stuck the same way. Well, we might as well just go pick the cotton.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And let me let everybody know the phone lines are open 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. This is what we call Black Conversation. This is Black Conversation, and we called it that because for the sake of the conversation. But we don't want anybody to be discouraged. You black, white, orange, polka dot, or lily, you can call in. You can be blue. You can be blue and orange. You can still call in because everybody have issues that's going on in and around their community, in the world. The world we're in right now, everybody got some kind of issue.
Some kind of issue.
Everybody got some kind of issue. Like even the people that's in, I'm gonna tell you something. Even the people that's in Wapalolopa, Mississippi got issues too. Even those people got issues.
I'm sure they do.
Let's ask Tucson. The people down there have issues too. Yeah, I think everybody got issues. What do you say to that? Good morning, Tucson. How you doing this morning?
Let me tell you what I think. It's just the evidence is almost clear. But I think that, and y'all have to excuse me, everyone listening, y'all excuse me for saying it like I'm saying.
Come on.
I just think that the first set of Negroes they dropped off in Appalachian, Louisiana. Straight out of Africa.
Straight out of Africa. Come on.
That's all.
Okay. So they look. They were basically saying they were built on something.
Well, you want to meet some real Negroes?
Mm-hmm.
Go out to listen to Louisiana.
Well, they're gonna tell you what it is.
I got a partner. Me and him, and went out to. He lives here. And we went to home. I said, "Come on home with me, man. I'm going home." And we went and we decided we was gonna go out to a little place called Down the Bottom and shoot some food.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. He said, "I'd never go there again."
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, I said, "Man, well, we went to one little, hang out, a hole in the wall. The whole place is a hole in the wall, and it was running out of the first place we tried to go into. In the second place, they were shooting. In the third place, we did get in, but then they started shooting again, and he got behind the bartender got behind the counter, and he got behind that too. She said, "You can't come back here." You say, "You back here?" Because that's the church is supposed to be. She locked the doors, nobody in, nobody out. But anyway,
that's how they do it.
About talking about my hometown, because I survived it.
And look here, but that's how you do it. Do it again. You did that pretty good. Don't do that again.
Yeah. Well, I can talk your language. I speak it too.
There you go. You got to put that on the end now.
Yeah. Get you boy. He done got out of hand.
As usual.
Man, look here. Exactly. Hey, we just tell the truth. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Leonard said something a few minutes ago, Tucson, and I wanna hear your heart on it, man. Leonard said that a lot of time with this vaccine, and I got some information. I hope I have it with me. I'm gonna go check in a second. But he said with this vaccine, man, everybody's trying to make people look like they're stupid, dumb, ain't got no sense if they don't want to take this vaccine. They, if you don't want to take this vaccine, you're stupid, you're dumb, something must be wrong with you. Now, where they do that at? I'm just asking you a question, like, where they do that at?
In America.
I'm stupid and I'm dumb if I don't want to put something in my body that I don't want in my body.
Are the Jehovah's Witnesses just dumb?
Exactly.
Are the brothers in the Nation of Islam just ignorant? They ignorant too? They dumb too?
Come on.
Because they had these standards prior to COVID.
Go. Conversation though.
Huh?
You stupid. The conversation is you stupid if you don't, and you stupid if you do. Check it out. Go amongst the people, and you'll find out that hey, you need to you got it. And pastors and preachers are talking about you need to go ahead and this is a gift from God, and then the people that are against taking vaccine, they say, "Well, I wouldn't take this vaccine because it's a work of the devil." Well, let me tell you what I think.
Come on.
Can I tell you what I think?
Come on, tell me, Tucson.
God is not interested in whether you take it or not. It ain't about taking it. We selfish. And we have our own mindset, and we like to dictate to other people rather than just doing what you need to do to look out for other people and stop trying to make it about you. Because whether you take it, right? You take it, you still can catch it, right?
Right.
And if you don't take it, you can catch it, right?
Right.
But if you're nasty and you don't wash your hands and you put your hand all in your nose and then you go shake somebody's hand, you're more subject to pass it on. But you don't worry about that because it's not about the one that you come in contact with, it's about you and your life and what you're doing. So we're comfortable like we are.
Right.
We just don't know how to look out for our fellow man. I stay away from people. I
Right.
wash my hands. I do that and stuff like that. And whether or not I took the virus or the vaccine or not, I keep that to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because who cares? If I take it or if I didn't take it, and I go behind somebody that didn't look out for the next person, and they go pumping gas, and they just sneeze all over their hand and this and that and other, and they just go ahead and pump the gas and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Then passing this fake out deals that we do, our currency, you can't win.
Right. And you know, there is it's an issue because this is not new as it when it comes down to people and managing their own health care. And I remember before, I guess people would just do whatever the doctor said until they found out that every time when a doctor tell you something, that what he tell you might kill you. What he tell you is what he's promoting. That's what he tells you. You know, when you ask a doctor about anything related to prescription medicine, they deny it. If you have evidence that this particular drug causes cancer, and you tell your doctor that, he don't care. Because if he cared, he wouldn't have prescribed it to you. Or he has made the decision that he's willing to risk it for you by giving you this drug. Ain't that something? Or they'll have you on a drug, and if you come in and say, you know what, I'm having problems sleeping, or you'll just walk in and he'll say, you know what, let's change your medication. Just like that. And you'll say, well, why I need to change the medication? Well, a better one came out.
Mm.
What do you mean? See, they have their choice of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And they choose the one that's promoted that with them, that
Mm-hmm.
they want to promote. It could be all over the news that this drug caused cancer.
Yep.
They'll deny that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that not it won't cause you cancer. How do you know that?
Everybody except you. It's not gonna harm you.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
My mother went through chemo and died shortly after. But they swear that the chemo had worked.
Mm.
All the torture to her body. But this is what was prescribed for her. So I'm not putting my faith in men.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like you. I wash my hands. I've wearing a mask anyway. I sleep in a mask. I don't have a problem with a mask because of another condition, different types of things. But those are the choices I make for my health care.
Mm-hmm.
We have issues here where, one, we have to be very cautious about what we put into our bodies.
Mm-hmm. Lynn, I'm gonna say something to you, and I want to hear both of you all's opinion on this. The paper that I was looking for, somebody sent something to me the other day, and the young lady, she sent it to me, actually off of TikTok, and she said, "I want you to look at this." And I looked at it. I said, "Wow, I didn't know." But do you know they have a lottery in certain states for people that actually take the vaccine? They have a lottery. They're giving away money. They're giving away money.
Yes.
If you take, and my thing is, they go on to this extreme to make sure that people take this vaccine. What is really in the back of all of this? Because my thing is, they got Washington State. There's a lottery, and one person a week can win $2 million if you
wow,
if
is
you
that
vaccinate.
right?
California, they got a lottery that they're gonna give out $116.5 million to vaccinated people. Colorado, they got a lottery for $1 million, $1 million a week or a month. I don't know which one it is, but they give it over that span, they give it out to different people. $1 million. Oregon, $1 million. Kentucky, now Kentucky is not giving out quite as much. They're giving out 225,000. Maryland, the state of Maryland, has a lottery, $2 million.
And where you think they're getting that money from?
Exactly, and that's not it. Now this is I don't like the whole concept, but this is right here is a slap in the face. To they always got to slap somebody in the face and kick them, but they're giving out $100, $100, and they're giving out all these millions, all the other people. They're giving out $100 to New Mexicans who are fully vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and see, and I'm not an anti-vaccine person.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in vaccines. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's this particular vaccine that I have an issue with. It's still 50-50.
Yeah.
Most of your vaccines are 95%.
Mm-hmm.
This one 50-50, man.
Mm-hmm.
You taking the gamble still. It's 50-50. Even the best data is still 50-50.
Yes, sir.
It's not like the polio vaccine. It's not like flu vaccine. It's not like any other vaccine. This is a brand new technology.
Yeah.
For vaccination. I've vaccinated animals and everything. I've worked in viral labs that deal with various viruses and things of that nature with the federal government. I am very much into the science of the matter. And what bothers me is the very fact that pretty soon we'll get to the point where no one needs FDA approval to do anything.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So now people can make a quick buck.
They might as well just shut that down then.
I mean, well, you know, the FDA has been kind of compromised for a while. However, from a consumer standpoint, there definitely needs to be a watchdog agency over this, for the very simple fact is once it's in you, you can't get it out.
Yeah.
So and now you have you see various dynamics in society where you see the signs and things like that, where it'll say that vaccinated people have privileges. Now, they can't even tell if you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is come in and say you vaccinated. What about the people lying?
And we spoke a little bit about this, I think it was yesterday. But it's something that's coming across the board, man, where, you have to have a card, you have to have something or some kind of mark on you to let people know that you're vaccinated.
Exactly. I've seen the marketing of bracelets and everything. So when I'm thinking about so what do you do when you vaccinated and then everybody in your house get it and y'all vaccinated? I don't fault you for that. I don't call you stupid or anything. I pray for you. I pray for you. I pray that you all heal. There are several people who have had COVID before it became news on the TV. That had COVID and healed from COVID and produced their own antibodies to protect them from COVID. Your body does that naturally.
That's what I was told. I was always told the body protects itself. And
nothing is going to respond faster than your body.
Yeah.
Nothing. Even people with the most impaired immune systems do still manage to produce some antibodies, unless they have a disease or what have you that has lowered their immunodepressed or suppressed because of what? Other drugs that they're taking.
Exactly.
So be very careful.
I'm going to try to find this video I saw. It had to be about 2 weeks ago. This guy was saying that his first line of defense against diseases, and I was like, well, brother, how does that work? He says that he meditated and he take himself out of his body or something, and I was like, man, that sounds kind of creepy, Well,
well, if you believe, because think about it, the whole healthcare industry has moved closer to things like prayer and meditation.
Mm-hmm.
They are studying prayer on a medical level
Wow.
because they can't understand
See, can I find this video?
how some people recover.
He said he take him. He said he meditate, and he said he been meditating for like 20 or 30 years, but he meditate to a point where it's like he take himself out of his body, and his, I guess his spirit or whatever come out, and is healed outside of his body, and then it comes back in his body, and all this is done through meditation. I said, man, I ain't never seen nobody meditate like that right there now.
But see, meditation is nothing more than a lot of times prayer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Fasting,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. If you put there's some science that says if you put your body in a certain mental state and you think more about peacefulness and wholeness and healing, that motivates your mind to turn these things on in your body.
Wow.
There's nothing stronger. The power of positive thinking is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, a lot of people who have no religion, who have no faith in anything, don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something to be said about positive affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have written books about it. It's a very heavy part of social science. Now the medical profession is studying it and encouraging it. You ever heard somebody say they had one disease and then they went back to the doctor and it was gone? How do you explain that?
Yeah. I've seen.
How do you explain it? You can't.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how I feel about him talking about his body. He's taking the spirit out of his body, and
that's different.
But, that's a little different for me. But I do believe, and this could be weird for a lot of people, but I do believe there's certain elements of our mind, of our mental, that we could tap into. It will release certain things, and it will allow us. There's a lot of things that we haven't touched with our mind, because the mind is so complex.
Right. And by the way, Raheem, you do that every night.
When I go to sleep?
Yes. Yes. You don't know where you be at. What you be doing when you be asleep?
Knocked out, brother.
Where you be at when you be asleep? Do you even know? Your whole reality could change while you're asleep.
Yeah.
And you think you're somewhere else that you're not.
Yeah. That's true, because and Tucson, I want to bring you to the conversation. Somebody told me one time that sleep is a first cousin of death.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
It's the closest thing. And see, some people have learned to make this manifest during normal waking hours. You do it because your body's automatically programmed to just at some point. You can't stay up forever.
Yeah.
You can't stay. Your body has to rest. Or you'll become, lots of things will start to happen. Delirium could set in. You get extremely, so some people, when they get sleepy, they get extremely irritable. There's a lot of things that happen to let you know that someone is sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that your body can't do when it's awake. And it don't need you to be acting against what is necessary for your body.
The natural order of things, basically.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And see, that's what a lot of people can't. A lot of people don't understand the natural order of things. If you go against the natural order of things, you could cause all kind of disruption in your whole existence just by going against the natural order of things. Tucson, what's on your heart?
I'm probably. You remember how much sleep did we get in the military? In 30 years. 3, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah, about 3, 4. Yeah, you're lucky if you got 5.
Right. And I've not got that much sleep. Every once in a while I do more since I got out.
Exactly.
Because since I went in, the normal is I don't sleep no more than 3, 4, 5 hours. And so it has caused me some health issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen, choir.
Yeah, so I had to go back.
Did you say amen, choir?
Exactly.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go back and check myself out and find out what's wrong, what's going on with me. So I found out some other health issues that I had, and then I found out that I had sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people are being diagnosed with that.
Which is the reason why I wear the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sleep disorder as well. I have apnea and another sleep disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
what I have to do, I got the machine and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got to hook myself up at night because during the course of my nap or my sleep, I stopped breathing.
Mm. Mm.
I was coming. I was riding down winds right here, riding back home, and they say, you know, you stop breathing a couple of times. This is 30-minute drive,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to sleep. They said, you stop breathing a couple of times.
Mm.
I said, you know, what I do when I go to sleep, even when I take a nap, when I wake up, I gotta wake my arm up. I gotta wake my leg up. I shut it down.
Mm-hmm. But like
So
Brother Mac said, when you break, you break.
That was so funny.
Brother Mac said, well, when you break, you break. That was my dude there, man. That was my dude, man. Brother Mac was my dude.
There's something wrong with you.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody go to sleep that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, how you sleep with all this noise? I said, I put it in my dream.
Yeah.
So do.
And see,
you ain't stop me from sleeping when I go to sleep. Keep talking. I go to sleep right here on you.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Look, it's happened a couple of times. We had a few people to do that.
You ever was on a conference call and you heard,
It's happened a few times.
Do it one more time, Donald.
We've been on this show and we had some go to sleep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm not gonna call no names. I laugh like I used to do it all the time. Laugh like I had and call him back, man. That dude would be snoring up something, but don't nobody, man, him talk about it after the podcast. I said, man, you went to sleep again? Yeah, Raheem, man. I don't know what happened. I was listening, man. And Rico, good morning. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, how's everybody doing, man? Grand Rising, my brother. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, brother. Good to have you, man. You back home?
Yeah, I just got back last night.
Oh, good deal. We're talking about this whole thing with the vaccine and people telling each other that they're stupid and they dumb if they don't get the vaccine. And I pulled up some information. Well, I didn't pull it up. A friend of mine sent it to me off TikTok. And this is what they're doing in several states, Rico. I don't know if you heard it. You've been listening to us about the money?
Yeah, they've been doing it for a few weeks, bribing people to come in.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say persuading or quote unquote rewarding.
Yeah. Now, I ain't never seen nothing like this, man. They got lotteries in several states, man, where they're giving away millions of dollars to vaccinated people. What are they really trying to accomplish?
They trying to get you to take the shot. Mm-hmm. They ain't hiding it. They said it plain and simple. Mm-hmm. Right. They're trying to get you to take the shot. Now, the question is, once again, what is in the vaccine?
Yeah.
You know, why? And that's the reason why a person should be so, somewhat apprehensive. I ain't gonna need to say apprehensive, but at least, mindful of what the possibilities could be. Like I said, you go back and look throughout history and see, okay, has my government ever really wanted to reward me just to get something so simple done? Is it that simple? Mm-hmm. If they're willing to go ahead and come out the money, and so like I said, to me, man, if you read in between the lines and look at the overall picture together, you start realizing they could use the same amount of money just to shut everything down again. Mm-hmm. And that was the most successful tactic. But instead, they want to depend on some man-made invention. You know, we are better. You know, and I want to go back to something you said earlier. You know, we don't actually give our bodies and our brains enough credit.
Yes, sir.
And we talking about being out of order. And see, man wants to be God so much. They want to be able to control and fix things and go out in space and just make sure they can do God's job. And then they want to take us out of our natural element. But you said something a second ago about the man meditating and his spirit coming out of his body. Now, what if that is our natural order? But it sounded crazy to you.
Yeah.
Imagine it. Imagine how weird that sounded to you. But what if that is our natural order? See, science has already told us that we only access a very small percentage of our brain. And at one point in time, we used to access those parts of our brain. They said that if you can actually access every part of your brain, you can fly. That's what they said. That means your brain makes your body start doing things that we don't see right now. Maybe our brain might make us start growing wings if we could access those parts of it. Who knows? But when you start talking about your body fighting off viruses, that comes from your brain. And if your brain ain't right, and you're not healthy, you're not in touch spiritually. We're not giving spirituality enough credit for what we need to do, but we still know that our body will fight off these outside influences. We know this, but we still run into the pharmaceutical company. We still filling up their pockets, and we still indulging in their creations and their convenience, listening to them. Just all this persuasion because it's so easy instead of just finding out for yourself. Like I said, we missing that Eastern culture.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very possible for somebody to consciously. It's possible. I ain't saying I did it, but I'm not gonna discount somebody saying that they did that. It's not gonna even sound weird to me. You know, because anything is possible. One science. Now this guy, like we disputing that. That sounded crazy to you, but when you were in school and science, or maybe science, your science teacher told you, you learned that if we could access all the parts of our brain, what we could do. Did that sound weird? Did it sound weird that, okay, you know what, if we could access half of our brain, maybe we could run faster? Because did that sound crazy? Or did it sound like, you know what, well, maybe it's possible. Once you realize that you only using such a small percentage of your brain. So if that's possible, and the possibilities are unlimited, why can't this man have access to that power? Maybe he's somewhere that we should be. But if we think it's weird, imagine how out of order we may be right now.
I don't know why, Leonard, this came to my mind. And you can help me out on this, Leonard. The concept of the Rain Man. You remember that movie? And how his mind worked and how he was able to tap into his mind. Does that somehow fit? I'm trying to call it out.
Well, the way the better way to express it is that some people are born with, quote, disorders that cause them to think differently.
Yeah.
And sometimes these people are geniuses. It is because something in their mind is doing something that yours is not. That proclivity for numbers that he had. That is because the way he thinks triggers and impacts that part of his mind, which make numbers as simple as language to you.
Wow.
Or what they call savants. You know, and I didn't like the previous name that they used to call them, idiot savants. Here these people could hear a piece by Beethoven once and sit down at the piano with no formal training at all and play that same piece that it took you 15, 20 years to get to that type of precision. It is because their mind goes another way. Now, they may not be able to handle talking to you and maintaining eye contact in a conversation. But what they are focused on appeals to them to the point where they are the masters of that. They master that. It is so natural to them that one, you call them idiots or what have you, but they're geniuses at that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that believe in prayer, Christians.
Come on. Come on.
What do you think you're doing when you're praying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's taught to you by your minister. He'll read the text and preach a good message, and some of you still miss it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your mind that changes the majority of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's your mind that does that. It says nothing is as good as a changed mind.
So a man thinketh, so is he.
See, these things you look over.
Mm-hmm.
But when certain people put them to like one, I tried faith.
Mm-hmm.
I tried him. Remember how we used to say?
Yeah.
I tried him.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I still believe and I still have faith is because I'm being blessed.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't being blessed, I wouldn't keep doing it.
Yeah.
I would try to find something else. So it's up to each individual what they choose. Like with weight loss. When you make up your mind to do it, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You do it.
It's gonna drop off.
But you got to make up your mind first.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that enjoy running. Believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Not running from something. No, they just get a high and a peaceful feeling from just running.
Mm-hmm.
Because it releases endorphins in their bodies that put them at ease, that make them feel better. Think about it. When you sick, you would be surprised how much more if you woke up and say, I am completely healed today.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you cough and you snot, I am completely healed today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am completely healed today. Before you know it, you'll start to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You put affirmations up and repeat them to yourself. Some people have the technique of putting them on their bathroom mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
So they see that in the morning.
Yeah.
And they repeat these mantras to themselves. And that becomes a place of peace. So when they down at the store and they in line and they frustrated, they repeat their mantra to calm them down so they don't get so upset.
Mm-hmm.
Or people, one thing about weight loss, if you're putting little signs, nothing tastes as good as being thin feels.
Mm.
And you get that in your mind to help you control eating and things of that nature. With my man, I think you like Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt's job is to help and assist people struggling in their lives, particularly young people, I believe.
Yes.
And he's constantly there to motivate them to make better choices. Mm-hmm. Or even if if you dealt with kids in horrible situations, you have to give them a positive mindset and work with them and listen to them. Therapy, to get them to think a different way, to get them to think outside of their situation, to get them to think of possibilities instead of circumstances. Everybody's doing this. This is a part of a lot of therapies and things to get people better. And you see the testimony of people who've used it.
Exactly. Let me go to the phone line, man. I'm loving this conversation we're having today, man, because the mind is so complex. And as we've stated many times over, man, we have not tapped into not even a third, I don't even know, eighth, eighth of our mind, of our mental capacity, man. We have not tapped on it. Curtis, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Hey, what up, man? What's going on?
What's going on with you?
Good morning.
Tell everybody who you are, where you calling from, brother.
You already said my name. Calling from Charm City. Be more Maryland.
There you go. We're talking about the mind, and we discussed, and one fella said that he has the ability through meditation to take himself out, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, to take himself in that concept, take himself out of his body, I guess, take his spirit out of his body. And if there's something wrong with it, heal it, and then bring it back into his body. And after meditation, he's healed. And we're talking about how complex the mind is and how nobody has really ever tapped into the mind. As a matter of fact, we keep our mind prisoners sometimes. What do you say to that, Curtis?
Well, scientifically, what the young gentleman is doing is called OBEs. They're called out-of-body experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And they happen to a multitude of people. People tend to think that folks is crazy. There's been several reports of folks having OBEs doing surgeries, even during death. The possibilities of death and the spirit leave the body and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
So that does not surprise me that he can do that. Scientifically, they say that the average human person only taps into 1/3 of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in most cases, those who have the ability to tap into another third, in all reality, are those same people that we consider crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the human beings are not, in most cases, we are not ready to tap into 2/3 of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
We can't handle that. That's a certain level of reality that you couldn't handle. I mean, you may be able to, in tapping into 2/3 of the brain, you may be able to move objects from one
Mm-hmm.
place to another.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought of seeing that and or doing that could freak some people out. You have folks who have been able to tap into other parts of their brain, and for the most part, they wind up in a hospital for the insane.
But are they really insane though?
You're making me thinking about that movie with I think it's either Charlize Theron or it's Scarlett Johansson. When she I don't know if you've seen it. The agents abduct her and her girlfriend and make them drug runners for this new drug. And when they put them in their body, and some guys try and rob her, and they kick her in the stomach, and they bust open the bag. I don't know if you ever seen it, but I can't remember the name of it.
You talking about, is it Limitless? Is it Limitless? Limitless.
Not Limitless, because Limitless was a dude. But there's a movie with Scarlett Johansson, if you all can get a chance to check it out, where her and her girlfriend is on vacation in Asia somewhere. I want to say in Japan or Tokyo. And a drug lord kidnaps them and makes them mules, in which they send them into surgery, and they put these bags of these blue pills. It'll make you think of Limitless, but they put these drugs in their stomach as mules, and they're supposed to deliver them. And she get attacked, and the dude kick her in the stomach. And when the dude, it's Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman, and when the dude kick in her stomach, the drugs spill out, and she becomes like brilliant. Lucy, that's Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy, that's the movie.
Mm-hmm. I ain't never heard of that.
Oh, it's a good movie.
And she becomes brilliant, and what happens is she has to track down Morgan Freeman because he's the most brilliant man in reference to what she's going through. But it's a real serious movie about just how powerful the human brain can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got, buddy.
Okay, hold on. I just ran across, and this ain't the one that I was looking for, but this is something else. It's a little 4 minute. We may not play the whole video, but it say, "Can you travel without your body, without the body?" And I want to see what they're saying here.
That's astral projection.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Yes.
Okay. Hey, before you play that, Let me let people know that was a study from the CIA done at Stanford University, where people were trying to do mental reading for to do spy work. And they had people, they call it astral projection, and then there's another word they use for it. I can't think of it right now. But they use these people to try to identify secret bases in Russia. And they would be right over here in the United States, and a lot of times it worked. And a guy that was part of that experiment or that program actually had a function. He does conferences where he teaches people how to do this. So, I mean, you know, go ahead. You can go ahead and play it, and then let me come in whenever you want to.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna try to put it on the screen here so we can. Donna, talk to me while I do this, brother. What's on your heart?
It's a normal. Yeah. Let me say this. Look, and I'm gonna have to let them call me back because I'm saying this. Remember Peter getting out on the water. How did the dude do that? So Rico said, if the mindset, if a person thinks enough and can, he might be able to fly.
And
but
all
I thought about what he said. That's first that came to my mind. And then said something about faith. And if we can get out of this flesh that we live in and have a spiritual life mindset, we're gonna leave here.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we can, because we're really more spiritual beings than we are earthly flesh. But we like this flesh so much that we walk in it. But if we walk in the spirit and have the kind of faith that we need to, here we are on a boat in a storm with the winds and the waves beating, and this guy does something that he thinks he's crazy. He says, Jesus, if it's you, bid me to come. He said, come on. So Peter gets out of the boat with the winds and the waves beating on the water. And he starts walking on water. So he's the only guy that I know that he was able to do that. What you saying?
Something that the mind can't perceive you doing. And that's one of the things right there. I say, are we prisoners to our minds? Because and when I say that, I mean we don't give our minds the freedom to really go. And then like Leonard looking up something over there, so I can't wait to see what he's looking up. But okay, but my thing is do we allow our minds to be free? Do we really allow our minds to be free to go and to do the things that we really have the ability to do?
Some of y'all prefer change. Some of y'all prefer change, and see, this is which is why I rail. One of the only reasons why I rail against conventional teaching of Christianity, because you're teaching what you want to teach. You're teaching things that you and some others that some council has agreed is the way to do. And your Bible is full of these stories. Every time in the Bible where you hear, and the angel took me and showed me, what do you think that is? What do you think that actually is? Every interaction in these stories in your Bible have all of this in there. So this is not new, but because you have restricted yourself to a nationality, a color, a neighborhood, and all these types of things, all this knowledge is over here. It don't say my people perish because of sin.
Come on.
No. It says my people perish because of lack of what? Knowledge.
Yes, sir. Exactly what it says.
That's what it says. That's why you have these issues. Because of lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, well, you know, you got some people that even tell you, you ain't smart. and you not this, and you not that. But guess what? I love to read.
Mm-hmm.
I love to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, that I can do anything that I set my mind to.
Yeah.
And things of that. And all you believe is that you black and you got to stay in your neighborhood and you can't go across the street.
Let me play this clip, little. Well, you hitting them hard this morning. All right, here we go. Bring this up right here. I'm actually gonna bring this solo.
Well, when you think about it, let it.
Hold on, Kurt. Hold on, Kurt. Let me play this clip. We'll come right back to you. Hold on.
See, most of the people, I know there are a lot of stuff going on here.
That's my man right there.
He's doing astral journeys. It's just hallucination. Okay. You lie down and just imagine that you're flying here, flying there. That's not it. See, what is being referred to, unfortunately, everything becomes ridiculous when all kinds of people start handling it. What is being referred to as astral is, there are 5 kinds of bodies: physical body, mental body, energy body, etheric body, and bliss body. These are 5 dimensions of the body. The physical body is that which you can obviously see is an accumulation of the food that we have eaten. So the type of food that we have definitely has an impact on what type of body you gather. The next one is the mental body. When we say mind, we are not referring to any one particular part. Every cell in the body has its own intelligence. So there is a whole mental body. And these two are like, this is your hardware, that is your software. Your hardware and software are no good unless they're plugged into quality power. So the third layer of the body is the energy body. The first 3, the physical, the mental, and the energy body, are physical in nature. They're just getting subtler, but they're still physical in nature. The 5th layer of the body, which is referred to as the bliss body, is totally non-physical. And the 4th, which is known as the etheric body, the nearest word, we call this Vijnanamaya Kosha, the nearest word or the common word that is used is etheric. It doesn't describe that. This means it's a transitory nature, from physical to non-physical. What is being referred to as astral body is leaving the physical body, mental body, energy body, and the bliss body intact, and just allowing the etheric body to float around. That means you can conduct your activity here because your physical body, mental body, energy body is intact. But just allowing the etheric body to go, that's a certain kind of mastery. You can't just psych yourself into it. It needs enormous sadhana for a person to do that. Now, leaving the body, when we say, we are just allowing the pranic body to move out, which is much simpler. It is a much simpler thing to do, and it is more concrete thing. Compared to etheric body, pranic body is physical. It's more physical kind of presence. It's energy, but it's a physical energy. Etheric is a transitory energy. It is neither physical nor beyond. It is a transition. Bliss body is totally beyond the physical. So, getting the pranic body out and putting it back is easy, and it's a much stronger experience because a physical part of you goes out and gets back. Etheric body needs much more sadhana because that is not even in your experience. It is not something that you can touch unless you're in a certain level of sadhana and intensity within yourself. But every street corner they are doing astral travel these days. That's just hallucination. See, these things were done for a certain purpose. It's called Parakaya Pravesha. There have been schools which have been fundamentally focused towards this in India, simply for entertainment. It's not worth exploring those things because it takes enormous effort to get mastery over those things. And in the end, what do you achieve? It is of no spiritual consequence.
I'll tell you, Raheem,
Mm-hmm.
what people, I follow Sadhguru.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I have a different perspective on life and things. Like, say, for instance, one of the mantras for today is never think of who is doing better or worse than you, but only question is, are you doing your best?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the types of things that I learned very early. It has nothing to do, and it's so related to my Christianity because I follow the teachings of Christ, not religion.
Mm-hmm.
Religion is helpful, but I follow the teachings of Christ. And many of the things that the church is concerned about these days, it's not the teachings of Christ, but religious rules and regulations that they have set up to get people to think a certain way.
Mm-hmm. In some situations, can religion be too confining?
Yes, I found out that at a very early age. I'm just not what this book says.
Mm.
Some of you are indoctrinated, and your only faith is in the words you read on the page.
Mm.
You have no feeling, you have no emotion, and you have no touch with the God you claim to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're into this route discipline of religion. You'll never learn how splendid you are if you stay in your doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
Never. You'll never accomplish this. This is my entire goal in life, is to be positive, follow the right path, and provide enlightenment to other people. I want to farm and everything for these purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes no sense when you can be at peace with yourself
Mm-hmm.
than to be at war with yourself and everything else.
Exactly. Exactly. Rico, talk to me, brother. Rico, you there?
Yeah, man. Let me get my thoughts together. I had something I want to say about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
You brought up something about going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't that the same as meditation?
Yes.
And I think that's another example of how people don't really understand how meditation works. Meditation is to help you get control consciously.
Yes.
When you do things consciously, you sort of dictate where you place yourself. You know what I'm saying? You dictate how the energy around you is. You change your whole aura. You know what I'm saying? When you tap into your own brain, you might mind trick yourself. I got another word that I use for trick.
Yeah.
But you might mind screw yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get yourself out of a situation or to perform in a certain situation that isn't conducive to you. Okay, you got to adapt. Let me tap into this other existence, this other energy that I got. So now when you speak of going to sleep, sometimes that ain't something that you're trying to do. That's something that your body's just making you do.
Mm-hmm.
And your brain is telling you, I need some rest. You get what I'm saying? You didn't have any control over that. You just fall out. You might have been watching TV. I want to watch this movie. You snore. Oh man, I know I can make it home, man. I'm tired, but I can make it home. Next thing you know, you fall asleep behind the wheel. But see, when you can tap in and make yourself go into a deep sleep, you can go into that deep consciousness intentionally. You got control over that. That's meditation. That's what meditation allows you to do, to tap into that same consciousness. Mm-hmm. Or some people might call it unconsciousness, but you are under control of that. So, you know, I go along with what the guy on the video just said. It's been hard for me to embrace religion, because religion makes demands of the physical body, even though it talks about the spiritual worship. Mm-hmm. But when you start talking about connecting and controlling mentally, and when you start talking about meditation, that connects you to the higher power and the higher consciousness than any type of religion can. So you have to dig deep into it. Because, you know, like, I'm going to tell you why I called into this show, man, and why I even talk to people, period. why even go back and forth about conversation? Because I like to give people something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to toot my horn about me or nothing like that. I just want people to think, what if?
Mm-hmm.
So I made this point earlier, and I want to bring it back up again. What if what this man was saying that we consider weird was supposed to be our norm?
Mm-hmm.
How out of order are we?
Yes, sir.
Just think about that. If these few people are meditating and get to that point, and then we look at it as strange.
Mm-hmm.
How out of order are we? Now, you talk about we start talking about psychic ability. Tapping in and being in other places. I'm gonna go back to that Stanford experiment. The guy's name, one of the people's name was Uri Geller. He was one of the best ones. Urizeller, and he travels around now and does these conferences explaining how it works. And they actually would draw pictures of secret bases in Germany and Russia. Some of them say they even drew pictures of things on other planets. Mm-hmm. They projected themselves there, and they worked for the CIA. Government funded because they believed in it. So now, guess what MK Ultra did through the CIA? They used some of that same science and put it in media,
mm-hmm.
and subconsciously programmed us to take us away from our natural ability to think and use logic. They dictate a reality, and by us not accessing that meditation, we don't have enough time to cleanse our minds with the true reality. We're so consumed with this false reality that they programmed us with through that same science. Subconsciously, everything we do is based on what we see. And even the Woodstock movement, hippie movement, feminism movement, every trend, every movement that happens, most of the time is dictated through the CIA. Mm-hmm. And they are using this same science because people in high places, they use this science. So, we have to respect their spirituality. And like I said, just think about it. The people, the autistic people, the savants, they have access to those parts of their brain, but they don't control it. Mm-hmm. But if you meditate, you find people like Julie Andrews. I think is that her name? Julie Andrews, the Shirley Andrews, Shirley MacLaine, the actress that said she was a psychic. Mm-hmm. She can tap in. She can tap into those type of talents. Quite a few people that can go and do the same thing those autistic people could do. You name a date, and they can tell you the day, what happened in history on that day, who famous birthday is on those days. All you got to do is mention a date, and they can go back and they can bring it up like a computer. And they aren't autistic; they are savants. These are normal functioning people, just like me and you, that have just taken the time to access their brain to make that computer work the way it's supposed to. We got to remember this brain is a computer, but it's natural. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And remember, I usually wouldn't bring it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was a brother whom I was, very impressed with. I mean, I really enjoyed him.
Mm-hmm.
But remember how he lunged at me when I brought these things up to him?
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately almost charged me with blasphemy.
Mm.
Because he was a apostle.
Mm.
And the moment I gave him a glimpse of these things, he became irate, and he was never on another show with me again. He apologized and he was gone. But he told me it was devil worship. That tapping into your own mind and these types of things were devil worship, an evil spirit. Okay? So we have to understand that whenever you seek to control everything this way and you put it on something else, and my Bible, I'm not trying to take your Bible from you. I'm trying to help you explore your Bible. I have a Talmud. I have various religious texts. It's the knowledge of this universe that makes you who you are. Why not heal yourself? Your Christ told you. Imagine this. you'll do greater things than this.
Yes.
Christ said that according to your text.
He did.
So why don't you believe that? My mother used to shake her head and she's like, man, you do. I say, because this thing works. You thought you was just introducing me to Christ. But what you really were doing were preparing me to be the master of my fate and trust in God to do these things. So I trust in God more than everything else. So if you sitting down there worried about what your preacher talking about or worried about all these other things, you test those things. When Moses went to Pharaoh, because when Moses was concerned, well, who do I tell him sent me? Can you make manifest what you say? If you can't, keep your mouth closed. Yeah. Don't nobody want to hear it. Like Pharaoh said, who is this God you talking about? If you can't show him to nobody, what are you talking about him for? One thing I can't stand about a preacher is the fact that if he get caught up in himself, he'll sit there and forget that he's just a preacher. That's what you chose. That's what you said your calling was. It's to preach the word, not dictate it, not say who can and cannot have it, who and who don't understand it. The job is to preach the word if that's what you're given to do. And if you're called to do it, you will be provided with that which you need to say.
The necessary tools. Yep.
But you got too many people walking around here. God told me, no, he didn't. Or if he did, make it manifest. I mean, I ain't never seen nobody hold church service at no cemetery. Try it. Try it.
Make them stand up.
If you're doing anything, you ain't healing nobody. You ain't doing nothing. You want to make manifest how great God is, to open up your church and feed everybody in your neighborhood. Take 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish and feed everybody in your neighborhood.
And have some left over.
Thank you. So we need to quit playing and start being about the Father's business.
Exactly.
And not man's business.
Exactly. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Kurt, come to you next.
You know, that's why, and I agree with Rico, that's why a lot of people don't fool with a religion, because some people talk to be heard. Others talk because they got something to say. You know, the one thing about, this is just me, the teachings, even of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, if you want to, whatever your preference is, because the concept of a man that did the will of the Creator, and I'm not excluding what I believe, I'm just trying to not put God the Creator in a box, the great I am in a box.
Yes, Thank you.
By doing it, this is where I'm headed. There's man that wasn't just talking, he was doing. And what Leonard was saying was, okay, he said that I am the one that should come. So there was a person like Peter I mentioned. He said, okay, if it's you, I'm going to get out of here on this boat and go walk on this water. And he did. Here's why he did it. Because he seen Jesus, this woman with an issue of blood, touching. And she said, if I can do this, I can be made whole. That's what she did, and she was.
Yes.
Here's the thing about him. His mama said, they're out of wine. He says, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But she says, if he tell you to do something, do it. He says, fill it with water. Then serve it. He wasn't just talking.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing, I'll shut up. They said, if you was only here, my brother wouldn't have died. He said, what are you talking about? She said, well, he gonna get up in the resurrection, I know that. I said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And I'm just paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I am the resurrection. You don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You missed it. You sit at my feet, you hear me do things, you see me do this, and you telling me that he gonna get up later? Show me where he lay.
Boy, come on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now here he is, 4 days later, and however you want to believe it, maybe I said it wrong, whatever. The point is, he went to the gravesite and he called the man by his name, and he came out.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you believe it or not, the mind, what I'm getting at, the mind, if we think, we can do amazing things. Who would think we'd be talking to each other because somebody had a mindset that, you know what, I can cause people to talk over a little bit of thing they can hold in their head. Look at what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Curtis.
People can do amazing things if they just think beyond the little bit of self they have.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm saying about this, and we started this thing about the virus. You can take it or not, but if you realize that it ain't about whether you take it or not. It's not about, because it's about you thinking for yourself.
Come on.
I don't care what the preacher and the deacon says. I do, but I don't. I don't let nobody dictate to me. I do my own thing because I believe that I was made in his image and his likeness. And you know what scripture I thought about? I use scripture. You don't have to use it. That's just me. Speak those things as though they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you say to the mountain, be thou removed.
Mm-hmm.
So if a person says, you know what? I'm sick and I'm going to talk my way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to think my way out of it. He say, and say the person right now, they can say, I'm healed. And you keep saying that to yourself. You know that the body will start working according to what you just said. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. We got 2 callers. We're going to go to Curtis. Then we're going to go to the 2 callers. Please be patient with us. We'll be with you in just 1 second. Kurt, give us what's on your heart, brother. Kurt, you there?
Yeah. You got to hit the B button. So Leonard just made a whole bunch of preachers upset. Real upset. So be prepared to get a bunch of calls right here.
I get them all the time, brother.
Number one,
mm-hmm.
Leonard is absolutely right. And it's not just all throughout the Bible. Everything that guides our spiritual path, as far as if you're a Christian, is realistically led and driven by OBE, an out-of-body experience. When you think about the birth of Christ, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is an OBE. Since the angels came to me. You think about the ending of the book. The whole Revelations is an OBE. The whole entire book. The whole entire book of Revelations is an out-of-body experience. It says, the angels came to me and took me to God. And these are the things that I saw. This is what I saw that was going on. When you look at the Garden of Gethsemane, although we don't count him as an angel, but he was an angel. The devil was an angel. He came and he took Christ to the highest point. So what y'all think, he walked there? the greatest things in the Bible. Okay, when Christ is when he's on the ship and he tells Peter, walk out to me. And he says, oh, ye of little faith. The human mind is something serious.
Mm-hmm.
He says, oh, you of little faith. Why did he say that? Because Peter looked down and then he started to sink. So that tells you that if you can control your mind and truly be free, this flesh that you in can almost do anything, like walk on water. If we go a little deeper, and this is one of the things that I always had questions with. I've never understood why Christians and Muslims beat the way that they beat, unless my only understanding to it is because it's a bunch of greedy men trying to control the masses and trying to have all the power and wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in Islam is driven and established by Muhammad, right? The Prophet Muhammad, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in the Quran, if I'm correct, I could be wrong. The noble Prophet Muhammad said that the Archangel Gabriel came and took him to God. He took him to God, and God told him, I'm going to give you a book for your people. Mm-hmm. And then displayed what was in the book and taught him things to take back to his people so that they could be free. Free from who? The object was these people were being oppressed by the Catholic Church. 95.9% of the region was Christian, Catholics. But they was mistreating the people, and the angel came to Muhammad and took him to God. What is that other than an OBE? That's an out-of-body experience.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, God live around the corner on off yet? No, he don't.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not hard. So you have to, if somebody's coming to get you, if I'm coming to get you in Atlanta, and I'm bringing you to Baltimore, I hope you don't think we walking.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm going to transport you some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always funny to me how man utilizes certain things. And we had this talk before. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look it up. But man has for years used religion. Man has did so many things in the name of God. I kid you not, man. I'm surprised we still here. It's not open, right? I am always reminded of like one of my most recent studies and readings. I fell off. I need to get back on it. Is the Seventh Seal written by Noble Drew Ali.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the Seventh Seal talks about primarily, and this is the main reason why I really need to get back into what I'm reading, is it talks about primarily the life of Jesus Christ from 12 to 32. That's as far as I've made it in the book. But it talks about the life of Jesus Christ from 12 to 32. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to get.
And it talks about.
Wrap it up, brother. I want to get to my car. I got 2 callers on hold.
All right. Well, when y'all get a chance, just read the Seventh Seal. I'm not going to go into it, but there's things about Jesus's life that during that time they thought there was a collection of people, specifically Sadducees and Pharisees, that had already put Jesus in the nut house.
Mm-hmm.
They had already seen that he was crazy because he could do things that other people couldn't do. And there's recorded, I'll end it with this. There's a recorded instance where Jesus and his best friend was on the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were playing around, and the best friend tripped and fell off the roof and died. So the Sadducees and Pharisees automatically assumed that Jesus pushed them, and they was going to try and do some real harm to that little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus came down and went down and tapped his friend, and basically brought him back to life. But he tapped him and told him, "Get up, man. These people, basically, man, these people finna kill me, boy. Like, quit playing, get up."
Mm-hmm.
And the friend got up and told the onlookers, no, he didn't push me. I tripped and fell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, Leonard kind of took it out the park. Everybody is kicking it out the park. There are scriptures, canons, and texts.
Hold on, Kurt. Let me hold your thought, brother. Hold on. Let me get to these callers, man. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Caller from the I think it's Bishop. Bishop, you next. What's on your heart, brother?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, I was on Facebook and I was listening, so I want to make sure I'm on the right show because Leonard told the preacher to go to the cemetery. Is this the right show I'm looking at?
Go
yes,
practice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Man, now that was deliciously funny.
That dude said deliciously funny. That joker said deliciously funny. Lord, my Jesus.
Leonard said go practice.
Man.
Leonard, man, I tell you the truth. Leonard was wide open. I'm sitting there looking, and man, I've been listening to y'all, man. I listened to y'all yesterday, man. Y'all, bro, y'all off the chain. I love the conversation. I love the direction that Leonard said what he said, and that's one of the things that get me with these preachers. They act like they got so much divination. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, and I tell you to do this, and nothing so. You know, but I don't see any fruits being manifest through all that so-called talk they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the things that really irks me. I myself am a man of faith, and I really believe in the power of prayer, and I believe in the power of God. And God gives us common sense. That's what we sometimes folks don't even use. They don't use the sense that God gave them. They don't think wisely. Sometimes people just speak to hear themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go to talking, they so many of them are so off base. And that I just sitting there listening and said, now how in the world you and I read the same book? Your interpretation comes way different from mine when what is written is written.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing Pilate told those Jews, he said, he king of the Jews. And Pilate said, no, what is written is written.
Mm-hmm.
King of the Jews, I'm not going to say he said nothing. This is what it's going to say. And when it comes down to knowing what we need to do, knowing where our faith is, knowing, all of these things, common sense should kick in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Donald, when Donald said, I can think for myself. I don't need the deacon or the priest to tell me everything to do. Sometimes I should be able to reason within me whether or not I should do this or shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the conversation, man, is great. The conversation is great. It's real, and people need to pay attention. I put a post up, and I let everybody be persuaded by their own mind. I've not forced any member of my organization to go and get a COVID shot.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, you be persuaded by your own mind. I'm going to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's an old adage, better safe than sorry. But if you don't feel like you want to get one and you don't trust the process, then that's on you.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, faith without works is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back and rehash that thought. There has to be an operation to go with your faith. It ain't just, I got faith. Oh man, I'm hungry. I got faith, God's gonna feed me. But then you ain't left the house. Ain't nothing in the refrigerator. Ain't nobody coming by. Ain't nobody even thought about coming by. God's gonna feed me. God's gonna feed me.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give this parable. And there's a man that was in the ocean drowning. This ship turned over. He just floating in the ocean. He said, God save me. God save me. So a ship
rides by and they say, "Hey, I'm gonna put you out the life preserver." No, don't worry about it. God's gonna save me. Coast Guard helicopter flew over, and they saw him. They tried to go let down the little boom so they blew him up. No, God's gonna save me. A yacht rides by, and he's still floating in the water. God's gonna save me. They said, "Get on the boat. Get on the yacht. God's gonna save me." Well, the man drowns and stands before God and say, "God, I'm in that water, and I kept telling the folks, you gonna save me. Well, you didn't save me, God." He said, "I sent you a ship, I sent you a helicopter, and I sent you a yacht."
Exactly.
And you didn't get on either one of them. That's your faith. Now here's the work. Now get your butt on the boat. So when it comes down to it, we got the vaccine. You don't want to take it, okay. If you get sick, okay. Don't go to the hospital. Stay at home and die.
Good Lord.
Oh, I sound like one of them, didn't it?
Yeah. We got hold on. We got to put the brakes on right now. Hold on. Let me go to my other caller. Hold on, Bishop. Hold on, Bishop.
I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask a question, Bishop, right quick. Well, I want to add on a little bit to that. With that being said, what Bishop just said about that story that he gave. God told him he gave him everything he needed, right? And guess what? We got everything we need too. So if that was what God told him, what make us think God coming back to save us? We got everything we need. Just something to think about.
Okay. Let me go to my caller, 252 area code. 252 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Dr. Cook.
Dr. Cook.
I'm from North Carolina.
My home state. My home state. There you go. I always love when I get people from my home state. That's my home state right there, North Carolina. I like calling North Carolina home. Come on now.
I heard just a little bit of what everyone has been saying, but I do understand that they're talking about the vaccine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Members from my church and also my pastor has basically, that's all it's been pushing. It's the vaccine. And I have not taken the vaccine. I have reservations about it. I'm saying something in my spirit is telling me no. So, and I don't push it on anyone else. If that's what you want to do, you do it. But something in my spirit is telling me no. And also, something in my spirit says, trust God. So I take all of my precautions because we say when this thing first started, they basically advised to make sure your hands are washed or sanitized and the mask. Now, like I stated before, because I think we had a similar conversation before. I work in a federal prison, and it started from the outside, but someone brought it inside. Now, there were several units. You can basically see it's like a film in the air. And I saw a lot of the offenders that had it. I worked through that. And then I went to the school system. I worked through that as well because students were coming in. And I made sure that I had all of my precautions. Now, basically, I don't know what some people did. I don't know whether they were not wearing their mask, or whether they were, or not washing their hands, or I'm not sure. And some of them still got sick, and some of them passed away. I'm not sure what occurred, but when I look at the situation in New York, when they started changing things, they started recognizing things, and they were wiping things down because they were not at one time. The people had their masks on, they had gloves on, and it decreased tremendously. So now people say they were all scared. The government need to find some way to cure this thing. Okay, they came up with a vaccine. It was so quick. A lot of times it takes years before anything like that to basically just potentially cure or treat. So I pray about this thing, and I know what's going on out in the world as well. You know, we can all say that we need to get this vaccine. Okay, that's fine. And if it does what it says it's going to do, then that's fine as well. But if you're doing what you basically have been doing in the beginning and it's working, why not continue to do that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like people are being forced, and now they basically saying now with a lot of government agencies, they're mandating people.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Constitution, people have free will, free choice. Now, and it's also scary because people are losing their jobs. So if I don't like it. I don't like what's going on. But right now, all I can do is pray, and I'm gonna do what I feel.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's so much going on in this conversation, man. There's so many different layers on this thing. Now, Donna, you said you wanted to know that book.
The Seventh Seal.
Yes, sir. I got to have that book.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the Seventh Seal.
I've heard some of the stories of the contents of that book.
Mm-hmm.
And so why I say that is when we read information and some try to credit it and discredit it, then that also becomes, that's your business. Because let me tell you something. Before Katrina, I had Quran, I had a book on Buddha, I got my Bible, I got the King James version, I got an international version, I got some other material, this, that, and the other. So I used to sit with a guy, and he was a Muslim, and we would ride together. We would have a discussion about certain things, and we agreed to disagree. So all of this, what I'm saying that is, I need that book because, and Curtis was talking about the name of it. It was the Seventh Seal or something.
The Seventh Seal.
The Seventh Seal. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get that book. I need to get that book because, a lot of people try to tell their truth.
Mm-hmm.
But when we come up, even one part in the scriptures that I read says, and I'm paraphrasing, that the stories and the things that Jesus did were written in a book. The world could not contain it.
Exactly.
So you put all of these books together, you might come out with some truth. Even the ones that you try to discredit.
Yep.
I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I saying that? It's because of the fact that here we are starting to talk about the virus, and here's the conversation that we're coming up with. Here's where we are with that. So now, I heard the sister just say that some people say that the Spirit led me to realize that taking the vaccine is of God. Some people say something vexed my spirit about this thing, and the Lord is telling me don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
I say he ain't in none of that. He just wants you to trust him, whether you take it or not.
That's good.
See, what we have done is depend on man to give us an answer.
And to, my fault. Excuse me.
To do what you want to do. Some people have taken it and died.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And some people don't take it and they die.
And let me
share with you some truth.
Exactly.
You will die.
Let me put this information out there again, Donald. I said this earlier. I said this early in the broadcast, and a lot of states have these lotteries. A lot of states have these lotteries where they're actually trying to pay people to take these vaccines. Washington has a $2 million lottery. California has a $116.5 million lottery. Colorado has $1 million. Oregon has $1 million. Kentucky, not so much, $225,000. I take that too, but I ain't gonna take no vaccine. Maryland has $2 million lotteries, and the slap in the face is New Mexicans who are fully vaccinated get $100.
Oh,
so are you saying individuals in New Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was going to say, I don't know why you keep saying New Mexicans.
Yeah, saying it was. No, I just wrote it the way they say. They say New Mexican. Yeah.
Oh, they call them New Mexicans.
Yeah, that's what's on the. I wrote exactly how it was. What they're saying on New Mexicans. Hey, that's crazy.
That's so funny to me.
Kansas City is offering $10,000 to 900 people.
Say it again.
They're offering $10,000 to 900 people.
Wow.
You
said Kansas City.
Wow.
Hey, in Georgia, you got a Braves ticket.
Which ain't worth nothing.
You get a free Braves ticket. If you get a vaccination.
Ain't worth nothing. You keep that. No, you go ahead and keep that, man. That has no value.
Hey, Raheem, but I just wanted to make it clear, I love to have fun and joke, but let me give y'all a little secret. All of your orders and things like that, your Masons and all these other secret societies, it's knowledge. That's the secret. Knowledge.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Knowledge is the secret. You can have that same knowledge.
Yep.
If you search and seek. But there are certain, like say for instance, you and y'all arrogance when it comes to this Christianity is hilarious. Whether than you agree that God that Jesus was doing something between the ages of 13 and 32, y'all rather just what y'all think he was doing? You doctrine Christians. What do you think he was doing? Or do you just know he wasn't doing nothing? This whole thing between separation between the Old and New Testament. Oh, God wasn't speaking to nobody. How you know? How arrogant of you.
Leonard, it's funny you say. Why you guys said stop, man? Because you're going to make me start laughing, man. Oh, God. I'm not feeling too well, fellas, but it's funny you say it's funny you use the word knowledge in the text with certain secret societies because, one, you are absolutely, unequivocally right. Two, when you say what y'all think Jesus was doing, according to the word of Noble Drew Ali's seventh seal,
thank you.
That is exactly what he was doing. He was on a quest seeking knowledge. Now, if any of us who know the Bible can agree, we can touch and agree on the fact that the Bible is the greatest history lesson given to man. It is the greatest history, I'm going to say it again, it is the greatest history lesson given to man. Reason being is because it tells man the scripture canons and texts, be it if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, I don't care what your religious fervor is, but it tells you exactly where you come from. Or exactly what you are and should be connected to. And it tells it to you through a series of stories about history. Okay? So, according to the Noble Drew Ali, who says that the angels came and took him basically before God. And God says that God unveiled some things to him. In his teachings, he tells you that, and for all of us who understand history, that there used to be caravans back in them days, just like the three wise men, the three kings that came to see Jesus at birth. They would travel in a caravan where they are the leader of that expedition. and there's several people riding with him. Well, in the Seventh Seal, there was caravans because everybody had heard, all of the spiritual leaders in the area or in the region had heard about this young kid who was so knowledgeable that they was coming to him not to teach, but to be taught. And they made agreements, or what we would call in today's terminology, memorandums of understandings with Mary and Joseph, saying, look, we don't want to harm him. We don't want no harm to come before him. We just want to learn from him, and we want to teach him some things about our culture as well. We'll pay you. We'll make sure he eat. We'll make sure he clothed. We'll make sure he housed to the best of being housed. But we want to learn from this young man.
Mm-hmm.
And thus, where we come to, from what I read, and I haven't finished reading it yet, and I really need to finish reading it. Thus, where we come to those 12 to 32 years that Christianity, that the Council of Nicaea did not want to put in the book. It reminds me, I'll end with this right here. It reminds me of, there's a great saying in the book of Thomas, where Jesus looks at, where Thomas asked Jesus, Lord, why do you speak to those peasants like that in so many words? And God says back to him, basically, Thomas, if I talk to them in the language that I talk to y'all in, which is Aramaic, which is, for those who don't know what Aramaic is, it is Arabic and Hebrew mixed together. If I speak to them in the language I speak to y'all, they won't understand a word I'm saying, so I got to talk to them in their language with their vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
He proceeds to tell Thomas, okay, we got these folks telling folks, in so many words, we got these folks telling folks that they need to come before them to pray to God and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but Thomas, God is everywhere. I am everywhere. He says, then turn over that rock. I am there. Split that piece of wood. I am also there. I am in all things, Thomas. So by saying that, the church had a problem with that. Why? Because now if man goes with that particular following, now man don't got to go in a booth and confess.
Mm-hmm.
Amen, church.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go. We got a couple other callers on the line. I want to touch those callers as well. Toya with a T. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Hello.
Toya with a T. We're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about that vaccine, and one of the other things we're talking about is our ability or lack of ability to use our whole minds. We limit ourselves with not using our whole mind, and we become so trapped in prison in the clutches of this world because we don't use our whole mind. Toya, what do you say to that?
That Adam and Eve been set up. Get up out of this garden. You won't be using all that. Can't use your telepathy because you refuse to know that somebody don't like you and do what I told you to do anyway. Nah, you can't have that kind of power because y'all not gonna do right. So we got them power taken away. But let me tell you something. When the Lord renew you, you get a couple of them powers back.
Mm-hmm.
But then hit the nail on the head. And then Donna did too. That knowledge, all this is God knowledge. Why do we keep acting like we do something?
Mm-hmm.
This is all God.
Yeah.
He knows everything. He knows all things. And we choose, our spirits choose to go in other directions.
Mm-hmm.
All this is here. Somebody else hit it up in here the other day, today. How about taking a vaccine? And God wants you to trust Him, whether you take it or you not. But what happened? Like, that always been my slick thing with Christians. You tell me all these things about God, but you don't even really believe all the, oh, healer. But you're running to go get some shots. But I said, wait a minute. I thought you said, thank God. Oh, man. when God showed me for myself here, y'all can't do nothing with me. No. I told my mother the other day, Toya, you gonna get that shot? Lady, didn't I tell you I'm not getting it? Because I trust God. You sat here and watched me almost die with internal bleeding. You watched some folks from the hospital send me back home, say they couldn't help me. Why am I going to do that? Didn't you see God heal me? Didn't I show you that? Didn't He tell me what to do? And I'm good. I've been good for the last 3 years. Why am I going to do that? I'm not no weak, lily lizard, yellow belly, cowardly human that feels like I need anybody else to be able to help dictate the power of my life. No, I dictate the power of my health and my living and my life and my walking. Nobody else can determine who I live and die. And show not Corona. What are we doing?
That's good. That's good.
Nobody dictates what I can do or be or get or what God will instill in me to say, hey, listen here, girl. You gotta get that job, but you might do this, that, and the third. Like, no, that's the problem. We always giving power to other humans instead of God. And then I'm like I told somebody the other day. Well, since, like God told me, since you all that good, then you need to fix yourself then. Heal yourself then. Heal yourself then. You so bad. Y'all know everything else. Heal it. We can't do it. Even the power in a vaccine comes from where? God. You don't think about it, comes from your belief. So now you believe that the vaccine is going to heal you, and now that's to get it done. Now you believe, oh, I got the vaccine. Now I'm a superhero. So why you can't go straight to the source and say, well, Lord, I need you to heal me. Why you can't use this power? Why I got to be Johnson & Johnson or Dr. Fauci's power? You don't never even see it. I ain't never heard none of them say, I never heard that say on the back of that shot that it hit that never leaves you up safety. I missed that part in the ingredient. So now I ain't with it. I'm not with it. I take my chances with Corona. There's too many things going on that they cannot stop.
Exactly.
You can't even take away my student loan, but you can take away, but you want me to get a shot? Like, come on, no, I'm not with it.
Let me see, Bishop, I think you have somebody on the line with you, Bishop. Who you got with you?
I got my godson, DeMarcus. I was telling him about the show, and he just wanted to type in, so we're going to give the floor to him for a few minutes. It's all right.
Okay.
DeMarcus?
Yes, sir.
How you go? Hello, everyone.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Good morning.
I am good. On tonight, I have a prayer group on Facebook. And tonight we're having a revival today and tomorrow. And the theme is something has to break. If you all would like to tune in, you can go to Prayer Warrior Outreach on Facebook. Or you can contact me, DeMarcus Make a Change, to tune in tonight, and I also have prayer on Monday night.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is a young man who really believes in the power of prayer and his faith in God. So I just want him to, Victoria was talking about prayer and some of us talking about prayer. So it'd be great to allow him to introduce, the prayer warriors. I participate with that. When he has this revival that's going on, because we got to usher people into prayer. And obviously, he's not an old man; he's a young man. And he's a young man of faith. I hear everyone talking about faith.
I want to hear Bishop. Bishop, I want to hear what he have to say about the vaccine.
Oh, okay, well, that's what I'm getting ready to lead into. Because I was gonna yield it back to him. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, you can have faith all day long, but if you ain't got no work with your faith, you ain't got nothing. So, DeMarcus, they want to know about what's your take on the vaccine.
The take on the vaccine, I've been thinking about it, and I'm possibly go get the vaccine real soon, because I've been praying about it, so I probably will get it. It just took me some time to pray and ask God what I needed to do.
Okay. And I'm hearing you. I think I'm hearing you say you got the clarity that it's okay for you to go ahead and get it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Hello?
Yes. Rico.
Raheem,
Yes.
Raheem, excuse me, before you go to Rico. And I heard the Marcus, and I'm a very staunch when it comes down to faith and prayer. And but the way it sounds like everybody, when I'm waiting to God tell me, I'm waiting on God, I'm waiting on God. Now, when you got someone who has knowledge of these issues that we're facing, you don't think God using that man or that woman who is professional in this field. You just got to hear a thunder and lightning, and God, just like He did with Christ at the river being baptized by John, say, "Hey, this is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased." The book said, "How can you hear without a preacher?" It didn't say, "How could you hear without God?"
Mm-hmm.
And there are roles that individuals play in the well-being and or success of any individual. So it gets me, and it'll beguiles me when every time I'm waiting on God. God ain't told me. God ain't told you. God got to talk to you directly. You know the devil talk to you too. Don't the devil come in your head to convince you not to do the right thing or the thing that will be best for you? Everybody blamed everything on God. God didn't tell me. God told me not to. Okay, keep on saying that and tell me how that worked out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you got individuals who are properly trained and elevated to take us to the next level. And I'm gonna shut up so you go back to Rico, but I'm gonna say this. In the Bible.
How you gonna shut up and you want to say this? Now, which one you gonna do now?
I said I'm gonna say this.
You said I'm gonna shut up
God
too.
told them folks to put that blood on that door. We're gonna smite the firstborn. And there was something, I ain't put that blood on my door, folks. I ain't put that blood on my door, folks.
Exactly. Rico, are you with us?
Who did not put the blood on the door, folks, their firstborn died.
Again, hold on, Bishop. Rico, are you with us?
Thanks, Bishop.
Hold on,
Bishop.
hold on, everybody, hold on. I'm going in the order here. Rico, are you with us? Okay, we may have lost Rico. Hopefully, you'll be back with us in a little bit. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
Man, you know, like I said,
everybody mute your line.
You have the power to decide.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power you have. The power to decide what it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like Bishop when it comes to certain things like that. Don't talk about what God told you, and you're not sure if that's God or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You don't need all that to decide to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you free will for that purpose. You decide to do it. If you want to ask me something, you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you didn't ask God when you went out there and laid down with that God.
Mm.
You didn't ask God about that, did you?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
You didn't ask God about a lot of stuff you don't done.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful. Christ didn't come to abolish the law, but to fulfill the law.
Yes, sir.
And he says also that unless your righteousness surpass that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So see, them Pharisees that was in charge claimed that they were so close to God and that's who God spoke to. And if you didn't get it from them, then you wasn't hearing and all. That's foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
They set up a whole church based on a white boy and got folks bowing down to everything in there. Don't told you don't need no woman. And not, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
God told me, and God ain't told you that. Look at what this been made manifest. What, like the bishop say, be careful when you get to talking about what God said and what he did not say. Because sooner or later, it's going to be made manifest, and somebody going to be looking like a fool. And it ain't going to be God.
Come on. Say it. Say it. K with an E, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh, snap.
Okay.
I had to come, I was on mute. Hello?
Yeah, what's on your heart, sis? Talk to me.
He said, look, so much done transpired, I forgot when I was getting off. I know what I was going to say. I don't care what they say about that vaccine and that COVID. I go off of living proof. and I could tell anybody, and I will stand on it. I have a friend that got vaccine, and that's all vaccine. I have not been vaccinated. I have not caught COVID. I healed my granddaughters and my 3 daughters in their household, and I still did not catch it. We have not been vaccinated. I have a friend passed away after being vaccinated. I have a friend caught COVID after being vaccinated. And I have a friend with a best friend that just passed away from having the vaccine and had and caught COVID and passed from it. He don't have no health issues or anything. My stepson is on his way over here. His boss best friend, a white guy, him and his wife, healthy, go play golf, go play basketball, him and his buddy and everything. They went and got that vaccination. 2 weeks later, he developed blood clots and passed away. The wife is serious right now. She don't know what to think. She don't know if she's about to get sick. She's been running to the doctor to get checked to make sure she don't have no blood clot. Like, she's been doing everything she could possibly do because she don't understand what happened to her healthy husband that was healthy until he took the vaccine. So it's different strokes for different folks, different beliefs for different folks. Everybody don't believe in God. Someone pray to a Buddha. So just like it's different strokes for different folks. And I'm just going to keep on and believing and trusting in God. And I tell everybody, I encourage y'all, listeners, read Revelation and ask for understanding of it. And it'll help you deal with what's going on in today. Because we got a building that collapsed and killed thousands of people. We got a hurricane, we got fire. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know how much more they're going to happen.
Good deal.
That's all act for God. And I don't believe in the devil. The devil can only do what God allowed him to do. He didn't walk out of heaven. He got kicked out of heaven. So I don't deal with the devil. He'd be like, oh, that's the devil on your side. I don't even know the devil. He ain't under my feet or none of that. Because if he get under my feet, he might trip me. But when I tell y'all he's so far up ahead of me, I can see him before he's asleep. I don't worry about the devil, and I ain't trying to catch up with him.
Let's go, Dr. Cook. What's on your heart, sis?
I was just listening.
Okay.
I totally agree with the young lady that just spoke. I agree with her completely. I was just listening to everyone. I respect everyone's what everyone said, but you read for yourself. You got to study. You ask God for understanding. You ask him for knowledge. You ask him for wisdom to know the truth, and you continue on. And I'm not going to go against what anyone is saying. Everyone has their own truth, but I'm going to go with my truth, and that's my truth. Is my trusting in God and understanding His Word and doing your research. Doing your research, understanding what's going on around you. And that thing she said about reading Revelation, you read Revelation, but there are other books in the Bible as well that will give you understanding as to what's going on in this world.
That's good.
That's all I have to say.
That's good. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
No, I'll just keep it short, man. Cause you were talking about meditation and spirituality and associating it with the shot. And I'm glad you brought it to that point. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, what I fear most, or what I'm most apprehensive about with that shot, is not my health physically. I'm afraid it's gonna disconnect me and it's gonna interrupt my frequency. I believe that mRNA and all this other stuff that they did to it, I think the CIA is finding a way to make people disconnect spiritually. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I believe that. Since I've been coming on this show, since y'all been knowing me, when I first came on, I used to refer to the universe a lot. But I know sometimes that made people feel a different way. They wanted to hear God. I said the universe. And so I still feel like all of us are universally connected through matters bigger than religion, through something way more bigger than our physical reality. You got to do with frequencies and sound waves, all types of different things that connect us with people in different places. You ever had a dream about somebody and then, or you had a thought to call somebody and they kept on coming across your head and then all of a sudden they called you? Or you thought about them right before they called? Have you ever, just had those bad feelings? Well, you know what? I think I was on the phone with you before yesterday, And I went with my gut feeling and seen my son for the first time in 4 years on accident.
Exactly. Yep.
Because something told me to move in. And see, the universe put everything in certain places. I started seeing signs, and I'm like, man, you know what? This might be a sign for me to go over here, man. Because I didn't even know where he lived. I just found out where he lived that day. You know what I'm saying? And I had that gut feeling. You know, I didn't hear from him for about 4 or 5 hours, and something said, get up and go now, get up and go now. And just as I rolled through that, I saw my son.
Yep.
For a brief 30 seconds. Just as I thought I would. I didn't really think I would, but something was telling me, man, you know what? You might see him if you go over there. You might just see him walking up the street to the park or something. But he was on punishment. He got a crazy mama. So the universe put me there. And I'm so in tune with it that religion can't have no effect on me. See, I never, if I have had a reaction in church one time, and that was emotional. It was through the music and through the word. It was influence. And I caught on to it. But I never received anything more positive than just a spiritual connection. Things that guide you in a certain direction. Things that are signs that lead you in a certain way. And then all of a sudden you realize, okay, that's what that feeling was. That's what that was telling me not to do this, or to go ahead and do this. And so, you know, you have to respect that end of it, acknowledge it, appreciate it. You know, some people call them gifts. Those savants, they may be gifts, but in reality, they aren't gifts. Because if the brain achieves it, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
So if the savant's brain achieves all these calculations, and this unconscious connection to their brain to do these calculations, you can do it too. They just, it's a gift to them because they don't know how to control it. But the brain does access it, and it proves to you that you can work your brain like a computer too. Some people actually achieve that. So, you know, I'm real big about the spirituality thing, man. And like I said, I go along with that. I've never been one to, you know, to throw God around loosely or Jesus around loosely, but I can appreciate and respect the message of Jesus. But I think it still all connects back to something deeper. I think religion is only a third of the story. I think people took Jesus' message and put it to the narrative that they want to put it to, but really and truly, it might be a lot deeper. If I am mistaken, I think he traveled to different countries. Was he in Tibet or something like that? And then when you talk about the power of meditation and the power of the brain and the body, what about those Shaolin monks that could do handstand push-ups on their fingertips? You ever seen that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, it's just some amazing things that a person could do. And the ones, I'm going to say the three things. The three things that I've noticed, all of those people that practice those things and achieve them, that accomplish them, they have consistency, they have focus, their dedication, and loyalty. And they always accomplish what they want to do. It works out for them. So I got a real big faith in those premonitions. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I operate, and that's the reason why I'm sort of apprehensive about the shot. Nothing to do with the physical effects or dying. I'm just afraid that it's going to make me lose my connection to the higher power that I already have. My individual, special connection. But let me say this right quick, too. And it's going to be a little funny. Raheem, you always asking me to come back with the show, the Wilson.
Yeah.
And when I had that show, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was catching it, man. I always had to have a guest because it was hard for me to carry that hour by myself. So you need to quit playing and to get Curtis and Leonard that show. Because I guarantee you, them just carry an hour, man. Them just got some knowledge. Them just got some wealth, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If they had a show, they could run it. They could run it, man. They could run it down, man. I mean, you know, they might be the guest, might not. But I don't know what they waiting on. Has he been hollering at y'all about getting that hour, man? Look at. I don't know what they're waiting on either, Rico. I don't know what they're waiting on, man. Curtis had a show. Curtis had a.
You'll come to me now. Don't worry about it, big girl. You'll be trying to tap me later on now. I'm got dog on it. You ain't gonna do me like that. But listen, it's funny that my brother Rick went there. And Leonard, I'm gonna need you to hold me down on this one. This real talk. American public, please understand that y'all being tempted by the pharmaceutical industry. Please understand that.
Please understand you're being pimped. Because right here, I laid in my bed one day, and I'm fully vaccinated. I laid in my bed one day, and I hadn't had that prayer that night because there was a lot of things going on with this COVID thing that was all around me, but for whatever reason, it was not touching me. So I'm laying in my bed one night and I'm praying, and I woke up the next day, and I rolled over, and I'm not going to say it was God, but something say to me, you know everything that's in that vaccine, you can find it in the Bible. So I'm like, what? You know what I mean? In my mind, I'm saying, boy, why are you thinking like that? You acting fool. But then I thought about something my grandmom told me years ago. She said, baby, every cure for every disease is in the Bible. All you got to do is open it up and read it. It's in the scriptures, canons, and texts. Most of the Bible, when you really think about it, most of the Bible was written by those who during their time was considered either doctors, healers, businessmen. So you're like, wow, like, hold on, I done heard this before, right? So then I went a little deeper, just being logical, just thinking logically. That I'm willing to, I came to this, I'm willing to almost bet you, right? That if you take the vaccine and you actually do a KRS-One, you break it down to its very last compound, see how it sounds, right? You break it down to the ingredients that is in it. I'm willing to bet you that 9 times out of 10, that same ingredient is probably in your cabinet. It's probably in your refrigerator. It's probably in your local grocery store. There may be one ingredient that you can't get your hands on, but the basic, I forget what they used to call it in science, but the basic formation of the molecules is there. Now, lastly, I say this. Bishop said something, and you all been saying something that, oh my God, was so on point when you're talking about God talking to you. But the Bible also says, one of my favorite scriptures is, thus he showed me. It says, thus he shewed me. Shew basically means show, right? Thus he showed me. So see, we gotta, at some point, get away from this idea that God is going to always tell us something, because he ain't. Sometimes, what if God say, okay, you Negroes just don't want to listen. You Anglos, y'all just don't want to listen. You Hindus, y'all don't want to listen. Whatever, y'all don't want to listen. So guess what? Because you're human, and because you're flawed, and because you live in your flesh, I can't tell you no more because your mind is not open to hear.
Good deal.
But guess what I can do? Guess what I can do, Raheem? I can show you because you live your life based off of what you see.
Okay, that's good. Let me do this. We got
finish, Raheem.
We got 15. Hurry up, Kurt. We got 15 minutes, brother. I want to tell some people.
You live your life off of things that are tangible. That means things that you can see and or touch. But I am God. I am an intangible person. You can't see me. You can touch me spiritually, but in order for you to do that, you have to leave your body. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, man, like the Bible says clearly, thus he shewed me, thus he showed me. He took me to a wall. There I stood on a plumb line. There I stood there. He had a plumb line in his hand. He asked
all right, Kurt, wrap it up, Kurt. We got to move on, brother. We got to move on. We got to move on.
I'm done.
All right, let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? We got 13 minutes, so let's everybody give me a quick version.
Just enjoying the conversation, and I hope that people understand and do realize it's the seeking of knowledge and wisdom. And so you have to get your mind set and focused on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not to like as Christ would have said, I don't come to get rid of the law or your prophets.
Mm-hmm.
But hear me. If you're going to say you about something, be about that thing.
Come on. That's good.
Don't continue to be tossed back and forth about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Something must be anchoring you.
Mm-hmm.
And to my Mason brothers and all these folks, the reason why I have not walked the steps that you have walked, because an angel came to me and took me to where you are walking to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here on this show, as I told Raheem. There must be something that's leaving me here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not move until the cloud moves.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone who's listening, it's about you freeing your mind to accept and believe in the God that you say you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have doubts about things because you don't know everything.
Come on.
I would be a fool to sit here and I think I had the prescription to everybody's illness and sickness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say, like I tell people, and I'll let you go with this right here. People are not making it on what they telling you. They're making it on what they selling you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So all these smart guys telling you you don't need this and they got it. You don't need to go to school, but they went.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to take these steps, but they did. Be careful. Everybody's not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody doesn't come to want you to have peace and be free.
Come on.
And these are the people you have to not get in league with, because they'll lead you down them same dead end paths that they have found. And some people get to a dead end and they stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors, one thing about viruses is viruses couldn't be explained because they couldn't be seen, and they had to be seen before they could be explained. They had to find a microscope that could see the virus before they really found out how a virus was affecting your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this discovery that was able to give us this knowledge. If you are not sure with the technology that I was mentioning about this vaccine and messenger RNAs, boom, your body's is 2 strands, DNA, made up by 2 strands. Messenger RNA is also a technology used to create designer breeds of animals and all types of things. That's why they spent so much trying to see the genome.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see it first. And once you see it, then you can start to talk about it and explain it and these types of things. But that knowledge does not compare to the knowledge of the God that created it. It's not that church and science be separate, but they be balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So do understand it's not a conviction on you for taking the vaccine or not taking the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a risk that you can take to do for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Now, Leonard, I see we got 13 minutes. You done took 15 of them, man.
Well, turn it off because it's done.
What's going on the thread? No.
If you did not get
no, not yet. Lord, oh, Leonard. Let's go to Donna. You still with us?
I'm just listening.
What's going on? Talk to me. We're ready to get out of here, man. What's on your heart?
Okay. All right. I say this again. I'm saying it. Some people talk to say something. Some people talk to hear themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm saying. I remember this blind man, and the people said, "Why was this man born blind? Was it him? Was mama, daddy, his parents sin?" I said, "No. The works of him, God, however it's said, that God would be made manifested. Okay, in whatever it is." Here's what I'm saying about what I'm saying. Here's what you want to do. Listen to what our conversation. Some people say that their spirit says don't take the vaccine. Some folks say that their spirit tells them and God led them to believe that you should take it. I say again, you do what you want to do. Stop putting God in your frame of mind to make yourself right. Stop it. Let's just remove. Let's just be open with it. Because what difference does it make at this point? Because you're going to die.
Yes, sir.
The thing about this dying is that who you going to surrender to? And not trying to make you a slave like some people think. But, you don't have no control over anything. Something's wrong with the government. We depend on them too much to give us our own solution. You already have it. When he was born with it. Some people say these people take the vaccine and I'm stopping. Some people
you ain't stopping.
Well, some people still live it. So I'm going. I'm done.
You ain't stopping.
I did.
Bishop, what's on your heart, brother?
Leonard said it, and Johnson said it, and it get me started. I'm gonna.
Lord, now, Bishop, hold on, now, Bishop, hold on. Now, we ain't got but a few minutes, Bishop.
That's the good bishop.
That's a good bishop.
I'm gonna get it out.
Okay.
Think about it. All I can do is tell anybody, you be so persuaded by your own mind. But the thing that gets me is that stop blaming God. God didn't tell me. God.
Thank you.
Man, I'm not with that. You do what you do, but don't be blaming God.
But God told me. I told you what a T. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say great show. I'm not gonna go through all that with the time. I love y'all. Y'all are great, wonderful, super fantastic.
Hey, love you as well, sister. But look at it, Toy. Let me ask you this quick question: do we use even an eighth of our minds in this day and time?
Yeah, it is a percentage. I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was like only 10% what we really use. And I think that's in the Bible too. Like all this is broken down. Like any question that we need answering, like Kirk said earlier, any medicine, the Bible tells you. You know, so yes, I do believe that there's a percentage, and I felt like it was only, I can't remember, I don't know, maybe only 10% that we use or something like that. But absolutely, we do not use it all. But I do believe that when you're saved and when God renews your mind, he renews it to a place of the beginning. And I don't think a lot of us can deal with it. You know, I went through a number of things dealing with the Lord where my mind was renewed, certain things I just knew in my heart, my spirit, my soul. And it was just kind of hard to get a grip.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I did.
I do believe so.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. See, Toya said I'm gonna be real quick, and I asked another question and took another 10 minutes. Toya, sister, I apologize. I ain't mean to do you like that. Cause Toya said I'm gonna be real quick.
I'm just doing like y'all do. I'm just doing like y'all do. Y'all not gonna be the only one doing up, taking all the time, and then when you cut me out, I shut up. Now I'm gonna come back on at it.
I'm gonna keep on talking. That's what I'm gonna do. DeMarcus, are you still with us? Bishop, is DeMarcus still with us? I think both of them hung up. K with an E.
Hey, K with E just got to tell y'all. Proverbs 3:5-6. I trust and believe and I'm obedient to the word.
Come on now. Say that word. Come on now.
You terrible, man.
Dr. Cook.
Really?
Dr. Cook, you with us? Yes, ma'am. What's on your heart before we get out of here?
I enjoyed the show today. What I could hear, I just thank you all for allowing me to come in and give my information. I did learn a lot today. And I pray that you all have a great weekend. And I look forward to next week.
Absolutely. And we definitely appreciate you being here. Anytime you can come, you're more than welcome. We look forward to you coming.
Thank you.
Rico. Rico, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Rico, you with us? Now, who else is on the phone line that I didn't touch yet? Anybody else on the phone line?
Me.
Who that?
Me.
Kurt, I came to you first, man. You top of the list right here.
No, you did. No, you did.
I came to you right before I came to Leonard. Yeah, I did. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead, Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt. Go on, take the 25 minutes, man. Go ahead.
Guess what? I got one thing to say. For those of y'all who listen to this show today, right? When you get in front of your spiritual advisor, spiritual leader, just ask them to tell you the story of the preacher in the storm. And it'll give you a greater understanding as to everything that we talked about today.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
And excuse me, ask Miss K, what proverb was that she mentioned?
K, and everybody mute your line. Mute your line for me. Got some background noise going on. Hey, K, what proverb was that?
That's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
3, 5, and 6. Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna look at that too. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I'm gonna read that today. Now, Leonard, what's
real simple. It just says you do not lead on to your understanding.
Now, ain't nobody came back to K and told K to explain nothing to us, man. So we gonna read the thing.
I thought that was the one she said, but at first I heard 35, and I was like, I think she means 3, 5, and 6. That's why I
want y'all to think I'm telling y'all to read something I don't know. That's all. That ain't even all of it. You still have to read it, and you still have to get your understanding.
Leonard, Lord.
I mean, I couldn't hear. I didn't.
Yeah, we good. Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock today? You know I ain't got no sense.
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3 o'clock Eastern today.
Absolutely. K with an E, let me get you the prayers out, sis. This Proverbs 3 and 5 and 3 and 5 and 6 and all the other stuff. Prayers out, sis.
Woo! Father God, we come to you with bowed heads and humble hearts. We come to you with thanks. We thank you for this broadcast. We thank you for the host. We thank you for the participants, the listeners. We just thanking you. If we had 10,000 times, we couldn't thank you enough. We thank you for just being able to come together and to have an understanding of your word. We love you. We give you praise. We ask you to look in on all the sick and the shut in, looking on all those that's going through. Lift all our pastors up. Lift all those up that's out there doing your work. We love you. We give you praise. Please, Sunday, amen, amen, and amen.
And amen again, just in case somebody missed one of them amens. I want to say amen again.
I wish you would. I wish you would talk about Miss K.
No. Who gonna talk about?
How many times you say good morning in the morning, right?
How many times I sing?
How many times do you say good morning?
Good morning, good morning, good. And good morning, everybody.
That's always so funny to me.
Everybody meet your line. We got some background noise coming from somebody's line. Everybody meet your line for me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Yeah, I want to touch them all, man. I want to touch them all. You know, somebody might not got a good morning, so I want to make sure.
You got it. You got them.
Man, listen, I want to put one out there specifically just for them, just in case they didn't get down. So I want to say to everybody, good morning, everybody. Yes, look, and I say that body like that. Good morning, everybody. Man, we got to get it in there, brother. We got to get it in. But listen, man, this has been a great broadcast, man. I want to thank everybody. Hey, Toy, you want a tea?
Yes, sir.
Toy, you want a tea? Somebody tell me you was a comedian. Tell us a joke that's going to take us through the weekend.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago on a slave ship, it was all chilling, right? And there was the white folks on there, they had these slaves, right? And they're sailing all over America. And somewhere the storm came. And they running, oh, no, we in trouble, we gonna sink. What we gonna do? So one of them said, well, hey, listen, the black folk always praying, maybe we need to get them to pray. Yeah, that's a good good idea. So he run downstairs. Hey, any of you black people know how to pray? One guy said, yes, sir, boss, I do. He said, hey, well, we might be in trouble in this storm. We need to come upstairs and pray. The guy go upstairs and he said, Lord, I'm going to ask you for some help, Lord. When I had to use the bathroom, it said for white folks only. When I tried to get something to eat, it said for white folks only. So, Lord, when this boat drown, let it be for white folks only.
Ashe.
You know that, right?
You asked, Raheem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Close us out with a song. Close us out with a song to stop it all.
Hey, I already got one lined up. I got one lined up for us, man. You right there with me, brother. You right there with me because Leonard's acting up.
Oh, y'all crazy.
It is 10:03 time for us to get out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow to be a part of your morning. It is now. Somebody wrote some in the comment. Let me see. We use but only 10 to 20% of our energy is utilized. Okay, that's something that was put in there. Is utilized. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let me see. There we go. I want to make sure I get everybody's comment up there to the fullest potential. Good deal. I want to thank everybody for joining us more than that. I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow to be a part of your morning. It's 10:04. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. You all have a great weekend. And if you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Love you. Take care of each other, and you all be blessed. Here's our song. Now we're playing this song out right here.
Even though your winds blow, I want you to know.
What you know about that, Leonard?
You come.
And I love that song.
Cause I'm safe in His arms. Even though your rain falls, I can still make this call. Let there be peace. Now I can take go away. I command you to move today because of faith. I have a brand new day. The sun will shine, and I will be okay. That's what I told the storm. My soul's gonna storm. Oh yes, I did. You got to go, yeah. Go away. I command you to. Oh, yeah. Oh, song, yeah. You don't have a choice in the matter.